Apostolate Jesus 24 Healing the blind man by birth, miracle? Is the healing of the born blind, in John chapter 9, a miracle, or is it just a wondrous action with meaning? So let's first remember the story. He is a blind man by birth. He begs, and Jesus begins by talking about the light, that we must hear, that we must see the light, because the night comes, and as long as he is still in this world, we can see the light because he teaches. We see that he will give his miracle a spiritual meaning. It is about understanding why we are on earth and what Jesus came to do on earth. Then he takes mud that he made by spitting on the ground, and he coated the eyes of the blind man, and he said to him, "Go wash at the pool of Siloam." Silo meaning, sent. The blind man goes there and he regains his sight. People recognize him. He walks in the street, they say, "But is this not the blind man, the beggar?" And he answers, "It's me." Then the Jews took him. Pharisees asked, "What happened to you?" And he said, "A man healed me." But he does not know him, because he did not see him. It turns out that Jesus had healed him on the Sabbath, so that the Pharisees started to argue, "It's quite a mess, he cannot come from God. He healed him on the Sabbath." And others say, "Can anyone heal a blind man by birth, if he does not come from God?" Henceforth the Pharisees investigated. They call parents, and parents are all afraid of being summoned like that, so they say, "Yes, it is our son. We know that he is our son and that he is blind from birth, but to know who healed him, we do not know." Then the next day they call the blind man from birth, and this time they say to him, "This man cannot come from God, since he healed you on the Sabbath." And he replied, "All I know is that he healed me. And we know very well that someone who does not come from God cannot heal like that." And Pharisees get angry at him and say to him, "You are a disciple of this man. We are disciples of Moses, but this man we do not even know where he comes from." The blind man replied, "The problem is that you do not know where he comes from." The tone goes up. They start to insult, to despise him. "Thou wast wholly born in sins, and dost thou teach us?" And they cast him out. And Jesus meets him in the street, and Jesus asks him, "Do you believe in the Son of Man?" And the man, the former blind man, replied, "Lord, how can I believe in him? Do not know him." And Jesus, to answer him, "You see him before you." Then the blind man prostrated himself before him. So, this story being told, first point, is it a miracle, in the real sense of the word? Well, I would say, we do not know the diagnosis because he was born blind, but it's obvious that saliva and dirt on his eyelids cannot cure someone who is blind from birth, who had not seen at once, but now sees well. This is something that obviously, if it happened in Lourdes, would be recognized as a miracle. Has this miracle really taken place? Well, the modern exegesis say, according to the historical and critical method, we cannot prove that it is true. Others say to them, so it is not true. For faith, obviously that's true. Jesus did these miracles, otherwise the resurrection, which is part of our faith, would be based on lies. However, where the modern exegesis are right to say, it has a spiritual meaning. Of course, the fact that this blind man from birth is healed by Jesus means that all men who do not know what they are on earth for, they go through life at work, start a family without knowing why, they are like the man born blind. And now the grace of Jesus, his teaching, which is light, opens their eyes. All of a sudden, everything comes to life, so it's always the same mystery, in the Gospels, the preaching of Jesus, the coming of the Holy Spirit in the heart, all that gives salvation from every point of view, including on the side of the intelligence that sees the light. This is one of the meaning of the healing of this blind man by birth.